I'm Rebecca from Pack Hacker, and in this video we're taking a detailed look at the Timbuk2 Tech Tote, which I've been testing out for the last 2 weeks. Head over to packhacker.com for more information. The link is in the description below. So let's dive in. Okay, so let's just take a look at this pack. What I really like about it, and that I found during testing, was because it's not too wide and it's kind of, it's higher, it's longer in the depth, that it kind of feels like it sits on your body a lot more comfortably than kind of sticking out either side of you. And it also comes in really handy if you kind of need to just fill it up with anything, and I'll show you the inside in a minute, but just kind of the overall shape of it works really well as a tote and kind of makes it easier to carry in a way because of the way the weight distributes on this size compared to something really heavy if you had something heavy at one end and things like that. Something else to note, this material isn't overly structured, so certain items that you have in here, you are going to see them poke out. You know, if you have something really heavy, it'll fall to the bottom, and when you're carrying it like this, it may crease in the middle. So it's kind of, you know, which a lot of tote bags do, but then there's, you know, other totes that are more structured, like the Peak Design one, which you kind of can't tell if you've got anything in there or not. So yeah, just a note to be aware of that it can be, you know, a bit creasy, a bit bumpy. The material's held up well. This seems to be what I believe is a ballistic nylon. It doesn't say on the website. And I actually got caught in a rain shower, just a slight one, and it did kind of just run off this material, but it was only light. By no means is this waterproof. Timbuk2 does say it's a highly waterproof bag, but and it does have these kind of materials on the sides, which is going to give it a bit of extra weather resistance. There is a couple of like just loose threads just where it's coming off at the edge here, which hang down, and just hold up so you can see down the bottom here. And then I think I noticed there's one on the bottom here and down here as well. Not sure if you can see that, but just a few loose threads around this bag, which, you know, is a bit annoying as it's only been tested for a couple of weeks, and after our initial usage as well, which you can see pretty clearly here, there are some marks on this material which are just not coming off, so it is going to mark up. I do believe it comes in a darker colorway if you prefer, but just something to take note of there if you're deciding on picking this up. We've got the Timbuk2 branding at the front and along here, and while this is huge text, it is black on black, so it's pretty discreet. You don't overly notice it until you really look for it, which is nice. Now, outside of this pack, as you can see, there are 2 pockets. One which is just kind of, it goes down, just to show you like the length about here to where this line is. And I've kind of put things in there that you can kind of need to grab quickly. Like I've got my antibac wipes and gel in there. And on this side a water bottle, but that is going to kind of change the space of what's inside here. So just be aware of that if you're going to put something bigger in there. But I just wanted to put that in there so that you could see that there is actually a lot of room in there if you want to kind of bulk it up with something. Then you've got these zippered, some water resistant zippers here, and YKK zippers, these nice kind of zipper pulls, which is handy, which you need when it goes around the corner. However, that is also kind of a bit of an issue, and one of the reasons that I never really use these pockets is because it goes around the corner. There's only so many things that you can actually put in there, nothing too big. Got this kind of material on the inside here, but if you're kind of getting stuff out, things are going to get lost in the bottom. I did put my phone in there and see it's kind of gone round, so it is a really tricky pocket to access. But you know, if you need zipper pockets on the outside of your pack for those quick access items, you can use them. I've just found it really hard to find like what I would use them for, because they were just so tricky to get out. to get anything out of there. And then around this bag, you'll also see we've got these daisy chains. If you want to attach anything onto them, you can. So there's a lot of attachment points on this pack. I'll just show you the back. It's pretty symmetrical, similar. And then you have these tote handles at the top. They've got a nice width, so when you're carrying, the weight does distribute well, but there's no padding whatsoever. Sometimes you'll see they'll be kind of sewn to give you a bit more padding or something like that. There's not. And while this is a comfortable carry, I felt like when it was really heavy, I kept having to swap hands, swap it over, and then I ended up just putting it on my shoulder because that was more comfortable. So if the pack is lighter, then these are great, but yeah, there's not much support going on there. Then you've got this shoulder strap, which is detachable. There's not much kind of change that you can lengthwise on this, so that's something to take note of. Just be aware of that. And then along here you've got these daisy chains that you can attach anything onto. And then I believe this is like a bottle opener, so you can take the lid off bottle, or you can use it to clip onto something else should you need to. And like I said, these are detachable, so you can take those off there like that and put it in one of these side pockets if you didn't want it hanging around. Depends how you prefer to carry this bag. This does have some slight padding on it, not overly, but it was comfortable. But I found when I was using, if I was wearing like a jacket that had more of like a shiny exterior, this did keep slipping off my shoulder, and I kind of wanted a longer strap to just be able to put it across my body sometimes, just so I haven't got to think about it falling off. So the main compartment, we've got this zipper here, which works nicely. Had no issues with that. And then you've got this main compartment, which is like a huge bucket really. Some nice material inside. It is light, you know, it's not a dark material, so that does help, especially with the size of this pack. And you can really fit a lot in here. It's surprising once you get into it. Just got my packing cube in there, but I'll just take that out so you can see what's going on. It's a lot of space. So yeah, you can just fill that up as you need to. And then here on the front of the pack, on like the back on the divider, so you have this laptop sleeve here. On the front of that, you have this zipper pocket, and I use this a lot just because it's good for keeping any smaller items, you know, keeping track of them, and you can access it from the top of the bag as well. So when you open it, you can access it there. So I had a lot of use out of that one. It came in really handy. You can put like a phone in there, or anything you want to keep track of, really, a mask. And then, as I mentioned, at the back of this pack, you've got the laptop compartment, which holds up to a 15-inch laptop on most 15-inch laptops. But this is a 13-inch, and you can see there's a lot of space. There's no false bottom either, so it does feel really unprotected. I would recommend using a case if you're going to put it in here, especially this size. It's just going to fall about. But I just wanted to take the case off so that you could see, kind of get a better idea of how much space you have in there. You have a slight padding on here, but on this side there's a little bit of padding, but not a lot. So yeah, if you want to protect this, then you may need to add an extra layer of protection to that. And what concerned me though was when we tried this with a 15-inch laptop, it came right to the top. So when you're doing your zipper, it almost felt like, it was just worrying when you bring that across and it feels so close. And so just be aware of that. If you've got a bigger laptop, then you may want to kind of, if you need that extra protection, there's not much room for it. So a big bulky case isn't going to fit in there with your 15-inch laptop. Okay, so there we have it. The Timbuk2 Tech Tote. Check out packhacker.com for more information and the best buying options that help support the channel at no additional cost to you. Link down below. We'll see you in the next video.